Of the 60 Bugatti Chiron per sports ever built, only 59 remained after a collision in Miami left one a crumpled heap of carbon fiber. Bugatti didn't just write it off, they erased it. They locked its VIN in their global system, blacklisting it from every authorized dealer on the planet. No parts, no service, no resurrection. As far as the factory in Molsheim was concerned, this car no longer existed. Then Matt Armstrong showed up with a toolbox and a refusal to accept that answer. When a normal car gets totaled, you call your insurance company and find a body shop. When a Bugatti Chiron per sport, a car so rare it makes a standard Chiron look ordinary, collides with a delivery truck, the rules of the road don't apply. A factory technician flew in from France to inspect the wreckage. His verdict was swift, total loss. And Bugatti didn't stop there. The blacklist meant that no authorized dealer from Dubai to London could legally sell so much as a single clip for that chassis. The car was a $4 million ghost, mechanically forbidden from ever running again. Then came the quote. If the owner wanted the car fixed, Bugatti demanded it be shipped back to France for a factory restoration. Parts alone, $1.7 million. A pair of headlights would cost $174,000. Each front fender, $200,000. The iconic horseshoe grille, $93,000. You could buy a fleet of new Porsches for the price of a Bugatti front bumper. This wasn't a repair estimate. It was a ransom note designed to ensure that if you couldn't pay Bugatti's price, the car stayed dead. Most people would have walked away. Matt Armstrong saw an opportunity. He flew to Miami and surveyed the damage with fresh eyes. The carbon fiber tub had minor cracks. The engine mounts were fractured, but the legendary 8.0-liter W16 engine was still turning. The irreparable label, he quickly realized, wasn't an engineering verdict. It was a business decision. Bugatti wasn't saying the car couldn't be fixed. They were saying they wouldn't allow it to be fixed, not by anyone else, and not for anything less than a fortune. The owner, Alex Gonzalez, had had enough. He posted a public ultimatum on Instagram. Bugatti, you have 24 hours to unblacklist this car or we will 3D print every part ourselves. It was the ultimate provocation. If a guy in a workshop could scan and replicate a $200,000 fender, the entire parts pricing model would be exposed as fiction. This was no longer just a story about a crashed car. It was about the right to repair reaching the very pinnacle of the automotive world. The internet held its breath. And Bugatti's lawyers presumably reached for the phone. The factory had long maintained that splitting a Chiron required facilities so specialized that only two existed on the entire planet: proprietary hydraulic rail systems, laser-guided cradles, sterile workshop environments. To attempt it anywhere else, they insisted, would result in an expensive pile of scrap. Matt's response was to walk to the corner of his workshop, pick up a plastic trash can, and pull off its wheeled base. To separate a Chiron's front carbon fiber tub from the rear subframe, you need to simultaneously support the massive W16 engine and dual-clutch transmission. Bugatti uses a multi-million-dollar hydraulic system to do it. Matt used a standard two-post lift, lengths of scrap timber, and a garbage can on wheels. As he and his father slowly unbolted the car, millions of people watched online. If it tipped, it was over. If a single line snagged, the carbon tub could crack. Instead, the $4 million hypercar separated with the clean, satisfying ease of a Lego set. That moment dismantled something more than just the car. As the two halves sat on the shop floor, the myth of the untouchable hypercar came apart with them. Matt discovered that the entire front and rear sections of the Chiron are joined by just 14 primary titanium bolts. Expensive bolts, yes, but bolts that obey the same laws of physics as anything on a Volkswagen Golf. The real damage was also finally visible. The Miami impact had sent a shockwave through the chassis, driving the engine forward by a fraction of an inch and fracturing the cast aluminum engine mount. To Bugatti, a cracked structural casting is a death sentence. Their protocol is replace, not repair, and since they wouldn't sell the bracket individually, their solution was to replace the entire engine and gearbox housing. Hence the seven-figure quote. The deeper Matt dug, the more he found. Pulling part numbers from deep within the car's architecture, he discovered the fingerprints of the Volkswagen Group everywhere: Audi sensors, Bentley shared components, clips and fittings that bore no resemblance to the bespoke mythology surrounding the Bugatti name. Owners were paying 1,000% markup on parts that came from the same bin as a luxury family car. Matt wasn't just fixing a vehicle. He was performing an autopsy on the hypercar industry's most profitable myth. The internet expected lawyers. What it got was something far more interesting. Matt Rimac is not a conventional CEO. He's the man who built a world-leading electric hypercar company starting with a converted BMW in his garage. When the social media storm broke around the Miami Chiron, he didn't reach for litigation. He reached for his phone. Rimac slid into Alex Gonzalez's Instagram DMs with 4 words, "Hey man, you gotta see here." In that single message, the wall between billion-dollar manufacturer and individual owner came down. He didn't lead with threats. He led with engineering, explaining person-to-person why 3D printing structural components for a 1,500 horsepower car at 260 miles per hour wasn't a statement of independence. It was a safety catastrophe. Home-grade filaments don't survive the forces that act on a Chiron at speed. But then came the pivot no one expected. Rimac acknowledged that the $1.7 million quote was based on worst-case insurance estimates, not a genuine repair assessment. And then, officially, Bugatti unblacklisted the car. It was a reversal of decades of corporate policy. Rimac went further, posting a video directly addressing the Armstrong build, calm, articulate, and notably candid. He corrected the viral claim about $174,000 headlights, putting the actual cost closer to $58,000, still staggering, but a significant distance from the figure fueling public outrage. He offered a factory-supported path forward at a fraction of the original estimate, and he did it all publicly. The strategy was elegant. By inviting Matt and Alex into a conversation rather than a courtroom, Rimac turned a potential PR disaster into something rare, a demonstration of genuine respect. He acknowledged that the car was fixable, that the owner had rights, and that the brand's role was to support the build, not obstruct it. In doing so, he protected something more valuable than the car's resale value, Bugatti's relevance with a generation that values honesty over mystique. The reverberations from this saga extended well beyond one workshop in the English Midlands. The blacklisting of the Chiron raised a question that the automotive industry had been quietly avoiding. If a manufacturer can lock a car's VIN, refuse to supply parts, and deny software authorization, do you truly own the vehicle? Or are you simply a custodian, permitted to drive it until the factory decides otherwise? Matt's build forced that question into the open, and advocacy groups for the right to repair were quick to notice. If the most mechanically complex road car on the planet can be diagnosed and disassembled by 2 people in a private workshop, the argument for locking out independent mechanics everywhere else collapses entirely. The parts-sharing discovery had its own consequences. Independent shops now understood that significant portions of a Bugatti's supporting systems could be sourced and serviced without paying the Bugatti premium. For owners, that means routine maintenance doesn't have to cost a second mortgage. And the 3D printing threat, while ultimately unnecessary, had already made its point. Luxury CFOs across the industry understood the message. The era of astronomical parts markups surviving unchallenged was drawing to a close. While Matt was splitting the past open in his garage, Rimac was designing what comes next. The Bugatti Tourbillon, with its 8.3-liter, naturally aspirated V16, is the direct philosophical response to everything the Armstrong saga exposed. Instead of turbocharged complexity hidden behind sealed panels, Rimac chose visibility. Analog gauges crafted by master watchmakers. An engine designed to scream to 9,000 revolutions per minute because it's glorious, not because it's efficient. A car built, as Rimac has described it, to last 100 years. It is no coincidence that a CEO who watched a YouTuber use a trash can to support a W16 engine then chose to build the most mechanical, most transparent Bugatti in the company's modern history. The Tourbillon is Molsheim's answer to the Armstrong effect. A car whose story is as compelling as its performance, and whose engineering invites admiration rather than fear. Matt Armstrong, meanwhile, became the most valuable marketing Bugatti never paid for. By challenging the brand at its most defensive, he forced it to prove its worth. By refusing to let that car stay dead, he forced Bugatti to become more human. Two men, one in a tailored suit in Zagreb, one in a grease-stained hoodie in the Midlands, were, it turned out, excited about exactly the same thing: the beautiful, maddening, irreplaceable reality of extraordinary engineering. The gatekeepers are still there, but for the first time, they're holding the door open.